This walk takes some explaining, so I apologise now for spending so long on this map. We follow Wainwright's route, except we were able to drive and park at Dryhow Bridge, avoiding a mile of roadwork at the start and finish, reducing an 11.5 mile walk to 9.5 miles. From there we make our way to the first fell top of Whiteside Pike and then on to Todd Fell. We then carry on northwards to Capelbarrow at 512 metres. We then walk on round to the first of AW's nameless fells, now identified in the database of British and Irish hills as Swinklebank Crag, Ancro Brow, and this is the highest point of the walk at 555 metres. We then carry on along the route and we visit what is marked as Ancro Brow on the OS map, but it is not noted in Wainwright's guide. At the top of the Horseshoe we find the second nameless fell, now noted as Ancro Brow North in the database. Confusing, isn't it? Heading back south we bag Long Crag and continue on to White How before getting to the last of AW's nameless fells, now recognised in the database as the Forest/Borrowdale Head. Finally we drop and then ascend to Lamb Pasture before returning wet and worn out, but with a smile on our faces, to the car. Well, I hope you were paying attention during that lecture. We now present the Bannisdale Horseshoe. Wainwright certainly doesn't pull any punches when he describes this walk. He says, "Everywhere is grassy and featureless, 1 mile being very much like the next." I can tell you I have a few other words that could describe it. Admittedly, these were very bad conditions, and I would describe our experience as wet shoes with no views. So if you do choose to embark on this walk, I thoroughly recommend you wait till there's been at least a week of good weather without any rain, and that the day you choose is glorious without a cloud in the sky. Pretty obvious, really.
We are halfway through our walk today in the pouring rain. Nobody can hear me because of the wind, no doubt, coming through. Righto.
From the most northerly point on the walk we head back towards Long Crag, but we come up against this cairn that we can't find on the OS map, so if anyone's got any ideas what it is, we'd be very grateful if you could tell us. The long, wet, boggy grass was really starting to take its toll now. Anne needed to use poles to finish the walk, and even Blakey, who never moans much, was feeling the strain. This walk doesn't have a scramble, and they're certainly not the highest fells in Lakeland, but if you want some really good exercise, take on the Bannisdale Horseshoe. Well, that is what we were able to show you of the Bannisdale Horseshoe. It's not often I'm glad to see the car, but today was an exception. One day, in better conditions, when I get fed up with electrocuting myself for fun, I will do it again. I'd say see you out there, but it won't be here, I assure you.